Okay, come here. Sit down. We're going to talk about some Goodreads accounts. This is the part of the show where I analyze people's Goodreads accounts and recommend a book I think they will love. Today, we are starting off with Susie Reed. Susie is 25. She lives in Arkansas, which Goodreads kindly tells me is 1,439 miles away from me. She likes books, art, spicy food, and pugs. She's a Goodreads librarian, and she's rated 343 books for an average rating of 3.97. She is also a fan of one of my favorite redheads, Anne of Green Gables. She says, "I understand all of the love for this book because I have experienced all the love as well." She also loved Fahrenheit 451, I Captured the Castle, Fangirl, and Cinder. She also really liked To All the Boys I've Loved Before, which is a book I've been meaning to get to. To quote, she says, "Warm, fuzzy, all of it." She did not like The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. She says she thinks it could have made a better short story. She also did not like The Da Vinci Code, Aragon, or Twilight. I think I'm getting a good picture of Susie's taste, and I'm really excited to share one of my favorite books with her. Susie, if you loved Anne of Green Gables and I Captured the Castle and Fangirl, I think you'll really like another Ellen Montgomery book, one that is one of her few that isn't part of her long-running Anne of Green Gables series. It's called The Blue Castle. It's one of her only adult books. Okay, it was written in the 20s, not that kind of adult book. Valency, our main character, is diagnosed with a terminal heart ailment and told she has a limited time to live, and so she decides to live that life to the fullest. Most of the story takes place on a wooded island with this really well-written character named Barney, and kind of reads like Walden's Pond meets Anne of Green Gables. This is really one of my favorites, so Susie, I hope you enjoy it. Next, we're going to take a gander at the Goodreads account of Quill Cafe, also known as Carrie. She lives in New York, which is even further away than Arkansas, but she's originally from New Zealand. She's rated 130 books with an average rating of 4.47. She's a fan of the picture of Dorian Gray. Oh, that writing, Oscar Wilde was a genius. She's also a fan of The Fault in Our Stars. She highly recommends the audiobook version of this read by Kate Rudd. So if you're considering a reread now that the movie is out, that might be a great way to reread the book. Also loves Poison Study, Divergent, The Hunger Games, Water for Elephants, and The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. She hasn't really rated anything below 4 stars, so I can't list what she doesn't like, so we'll just analyze based on what she likes. I think I'm going to recommend The Blue Sword by Robin McKinley. This is fantasy YA. When you look it up on Goodreads, you'll see it's listed as the second in a series, but it was published first, and then Robin McKinley actually later wrote a prequel, which they now list as the first book, but which I read second, and I would actually recommend you read in order published with The Blue Sword first. It's about a girl named Harry, who is kidnapped by this fantasy land's equivalent of a desert sheik, but that's where the similarities to a bad 1917 silent film end, I promise. She is to be trained by this desert people to be a warrior. It's a really well-done book with a well-developed sense of place and setting. Okay, the Goodreads Psychic is done for the day. If you want to be added to my list to be analyzed, drop the link to your Goodreads account in the comments below.